Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You see that I am being joined by some of our friends at Panasonic. Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Very good, very good.
Jim, thanks for having us.
Before we give you a formal introduction, I do like to start off every show with a nice IPA. This is actually from a local brewery. This is Spider Vice by Spider Bite Beer Company. And I chose this because I knew I had two guests from Panasonic joining us. So we're going to refer to you as Crockett and Tubbs for the rest of the show. We don't have to say who is who.
Yeah.
But you know what? It actually might make our purposes a little bit easier today because we have quite a bit of Jims on it. Jim
Right.
Best, host of the show. I have a Jim on my production team here in studio. And of course, Jim Jensen from Panasonic. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, thank you.
And just because we like to keep names nice and short and brief, we're being joined today by Tom as well. Hey, Tom.
Jim, how's it going?
That at least we just spell everybody's name. Nothing's going to
Right.
get too difficult or too wild today. And we can talk about some great Panasonic stuff. So, guys, I invited you on the show because we want to talk about and we want to demo the Panasonic Connect family, which, of course, we know is the Pro PTZ cameras, the hardware and software that supports those cameras, and, of course, the Panasonic Pro Audio, which we've launched recently and is available here at Broadfield Distributed. Before we get into the show, Jim Jensen, do me a favor. Let's introduce you to our audience for our dealers who may not know you.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Jim Jensen, as you mentioned, and I'm the senior category owner for our PTZ and remote control systems. So I've enjoyed being with Panasonic for over 32 years, actually.
Wow.
And I've been really fortunate now to work very closely with our PTZs, and it's become really such a strong category for us of all of our product offerings. So, but I couldn't do it without the gentleman that's joining me today. He's the guy I lean on so much from an engineering perspective. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Jim.
So with that, Tom, why don't you introduce yourself as well? Because you are a new guest to our show. You're going to be a new face to me and to our dealers. So please, let's introduce you as well.
Opportunity to talk to your folks over there. My name's Tom Levis. I'm our product engineering manager over here at our professional video systems over at Panasonic Connect. So I'm based out of Newark. I'm kind of our in-shop everyday guy, and I'll be excited to be showing you some demos that we're going to do to kind of kick off how our workflows can really play together with the whole Panasonic lineup.
Absolutely, that's awesome. And I am looking forward to that demo. I know that is one of the things with these weekly shows that our dealers really like to dig their teeth into. We'll take these video clips, any demos that you're doing today, we'll share it with our dealer channel. We'll also direct them to any of the post-produced demos and videos that you have available on Panasonic's website as well. Jim, I want to start, even though we've had you on the show before, we've introduced the PTZ camera lineup. I want to start with a good overview of the PTZ cameras and all the software now that supports it. So why don't you tell us exactly just how vast that Panasonic family is?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. One of the strengths of our Panasonic PTZ is really the amount of PTZs that we sell. When you consider the color options that are available, we sell over 21 different PTZs in the marketplace today. So really a lot of product that fits so many different applications and quite frankly, budgets, as our customers have all varied budgets, and we want to make sure that we offer them the greatest value within their budgets. But because we have 21 different PTZs, we've kind of broken them down to what we term as the Platinum Series PTZs, as well as the Premium Series PTZs, in our Pro Series PTZ. So I'll just kind of give you a quick overview and one or two updates to keep it relevant to where our PTZs are today. In terms of our Platinum Series, we are now started shipping in April at NAB, our new AWUE 160 PTZ. This is truly our top of the line in our Platinum Series. And what makes it so much a top of the line of our PTZs, it's got a newly developed 4K sensor that allows us to achieve actually an f14 at 2000 lux. So what that means is that you can use it in the most challenging lighting conditions and still get just an amazing picture. One of the other things they did.
Jim, I want to
Yeah,
interrupt you there for 1 second because I want our dealers to know that we have the UE 160s in stock here at Broadfield. I
perfect.
know,
Yeah,
coming out of the last couple of years, when we talk about the Panasonic flagship camera, previously it was the UE 150, now the UE 160. We actually
yeah.
have both models in stock now. Panasonic has ramped up the productions. You guys have done a great job of allowing us to communicate with you clearly, to stay on top of allocations as best as we
Yeah,
can. But now to
yeah.
hit the point now where we can say we have them available. Go
Perfect.
quote them. We can ship them to you, man. let's sell stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Jim,
Sorry,
I just
Jim.
want to
I
make a
have to
quick
interrupt
plug
with
from
the
the
commercial announcement.
thank you.
yeah. I want to make a quick plug from the engineering side. Actually, today we released a very large firmware update for the UE 160. So that's going to turn on a lot of the great features, including our phase detect autofocus. So if you've got those cameras in stock, go download that today off our pass site and update those cameras. So
That's
huge,
awesome.
huge firmware drop today. So
Yeah,
just
good,
wanted to
good
plug
point.
that in from my engineering point of view.
Now that's a good point because one of the strengths of the 160 is the phase detection autofocus. We're
Sure.
demonstrating this at NAB, and we'll be demonstrating it, of course, at Infocom, and it's very, very compelling to show just how quickly this autofocus is. So not only that, but the image stabilization on it and the workflow flexibility. One thing about the 160 that really sets it apart is that it has a SMPTE 2110 option. So often we're showcasing that with our Cairo system to show a complete ecosystem. But the other thing that I would just point out with our Platinum Series, as you look at possibly the full circle of products that we have there, is that Infocom, we will be showing the brand new AWUR 100 outdoor PTZ that is really truly a first in the industry in that it is a 4K 60p outdoor PTZ with full NDI and being able to stream full 4K 60p. So we showcased this at NAB, got a great feedback, and we'll be showing it at Infocom, and just really excited to be showcasing this outdoor PTZ that can handle the most extreme weather conditions. That's one of the things with our current HR140 we've proven over and over again, and has the same capabilities with the UR100. For your dealers, we get a lot of questions. When will the UR100 be shipping? And that'll be shipping towards the end of August, beginning of September. So just want to draw people's attention to that. And then on our
Just in time for
premiums,
football season.
exactly. Yeah. We'll be taking pre-orders as soon as we release pricing to you folks in the next coming weeks. So be looking out for that just in time for
Great.
Infocom.
Awesome.
And one thing I will mention on our premium PTZs, we've talked about them before, but one of the exciting announcements we made with them is that they will now, it's starting in July for the AWUE 40 and 50, we will be having a free firmware update that will include built-in auto tracking. And then on the AWUE 80, the built-in auto tracking will be available for a free firmware update closer to a November, December timeframe. But actually today, Tom's got the built-in auto tracking set up now. So that's what's tracking him as he'll be doing his demo later. So we're very excited about our premium series, especially within the education and corporate workspaces. And then our Pro series, the 20 series and the AWUE4, a lot of exciting things there as Panasonic goes into that market that needs an entry-level PTZ that's of the highest quality. So we're very excited about the 20 series. I've been announcing some promotions on that to give people incentives. So very excited to have our Pro series as part of that. And as you
And Jim,
mentioned,
Jim, that's
yeah,
where I'll interrupt with another commercial announcement.
please do. Yeah,
We do have some great instant rebates available, some great deal registration programs available. But with the new pricing on the HE20 and the UE20, it
yeah,
really is a super attractive price to get your customers into this Panasonic PTZ family. And when you're selling a name brand like Panasonic, it really helps reinforce how they can get involved in live
yes,
production and streaming today and then grow with the rest of the product line. And we know from a sales opportunity, when you sell a PTZ camera and that customer comes back to you 3 months later, 4 months later to add a second camera, they
yeah,
never put the first camera out of commission. They just move it somewhere else. And now
right,
they go
right,
with the better camera, and now they have a two-camera shot. So there's a
right.
lot of
Yeah,
great opportunities for sure.
yeah, that's a very good point. I appreciate you bringing that up because with our PTZs, one of the things that besides the quality of build and the innovative features, what makes them and sets them apart is that our controllers, the RP150 and the RP60, are truly production-oriented controllers. I mean, Tom and I hear time and time again about our controllers and users just loving them. They're intuitive, they're easy to operate, but yet the smoothness of our PTZs really stands out. But that's hardware. The software, which we'll be focusing a lot of today, is we offer some really great software, whether it is for our Pro Series, Premium Series, or Platinum Series, such as our virtual USB driver. So being able to use our PTZs as a webcam is a really strong selling point across our lineup. And as well as our PTZ control center, which really is beyond just a camera management system. This has really become the heartbeat of where our PTZs begin to shine because one of the software offerings that we'll be talking about today and Tom will be demonstrating is our AWSF 300 software. And so while the PTZ Control Center is a free download, the AWSF 300 is a paid plug-in. So, and that's what we're really here to talk about to really bring more value to the PTZs than beyond just the hardware.
Absolutely. And I think that's why we invited Tom on the show, because he is there at Panasonic HQ, has
Yeah.
all of this set up and running, and can show it off to us. So why don't we bring Tom in now and ask him to show off some of this cool stuff? Hey, Tom.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? Thank you for having me.
Our
Before
pleasure.
I segue in, I want to do a quick talk too about our Panasonic audio offering, because I think what we're really trying to show here from Panasonic, and I think what you'll see us continue to grow as a company, at least if I have any say in it, is the connection between all of our devices. Right? We're known for our cameras. We make great audio equipment. We make great projectors. And what we're growing now is their ability to bring all that stuff together, to have it all work. And the key to that a lot of times is the software, right? So we need that glue to bring everything together. So we're going to show you a little bit of that. And I kind of want to give you guys a quick rundown of the audio offerings too, if that's okay, so that we can kind of get you familiar with what we're using and how we can integrate that. And it really shows kind of how all these PTZs and our audio devices can really work together in the same ecosystem. So not to PowerPoint anybody to death, but I'll bring up my PowerPoint here and give you a little bit of talk about what we're going to be talking about here, which is our voice triggered presets. So a little bit of primer. Panasonic, we do make wireless audio systems, if you guys aren't familiar with it. And there's a couple of things that really set us apart in here. We're going to be operating with enhanced dialogue clarity, right? These are voice featured microphones, right? So they're going to be banded, with a more focus on voice using DEC technology. We're future-proofing them at the 1.9 gigahertz. For those of you who might be familiar with some of the wireless spectrum, you know, the spectrums can get taken occasionally for by the FCC and moved around a little bit. So with that 1.9, we're actually in a nice safe zone where we don't have to worry about that band getting used by anywhere. Easy to use, very simple, one button turn on, turn off, mute style systems. Durable. Our microphones are made with the same equipment that our Toughbook laptop lineup actually is, which is used for you know, a hardened laptop. And adjustable range. So we'll show with this that you can actually kind of makes it easier to operate everything together. So what kind of equipment do we have? This is kind of a good example of our wireless microphone ecosystem. So we're going to have our receivers that are going to use a Cat5 based antenna. Makes it very, very easy for integration. You don't have to worry about running coax or anything out to the antennas. We're going to offer both lavaliers and handheld mics, as well as now we're also offering the boundary mics and the goosenecks. And little birdie told me we might have something else that we're showing off at Infocom, you know, where we, you know, worried about what's going on in the sky a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. So come down and see us at Infocom. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're showing there. And just the easy use of these systems, we're going to have a easy wireless charging base stations. Makes it much easier for end users to just drop it in, keep everything charged. And so on top of our receivers, we're going to have analog versions, and we're also going to have Dante versions, which I'll show you, and as well as an expansion receiver, so we can expand the number of microphones in the system. So, and we can also utilize multiple antennas onto a single receiver to give us nice diversity of antenna position. Talked a little bit about antenna output levels. So just a quick, you know, graph showing you that we can adjust the ranges. Makes it really easy if you're using multiple antennas, say in a classroom or office space, where you want to watch out for stepping on each other's toes with the wireless signal. Again, you know, talking about our expansion receiver. Expansion receiver allows us to take our standard 4 microphone receiver and add 4 more microphones to it. So you can see there, mics 5 to 8. And Dante output. So you'll see a Dante NIC built directly into there. Obviously, a lot of people are doing network-based audio and video. So, you know, Panasonic's right there on the cutting edge with all of that. And we're going to continue to offer all those features. And so how does this all tie together? Well, we've got our microphone
Tom,
systems. We've got our PTZ.
Before you get into the demo, I'm going to interrupt you for a moment. I'm going to give you a chance to take a deep breath, because I don't know how you got through all of that information in 3 minutes. So we actually
I'm a fast talking New Yorker.
We actually had Jim and Petro on the show not too long ago, introducing the entire Panasonic Pro audio lineup. It took us closer to about 20, 25 minutes to do that.
Well, you see, knowing that you guys already did that, I just run through so you can refresher.
And I got to tell you, it was awesome. But I want to point out to our dealers that that's really how easy it is to sell this stuff. We've already started seeing this put on integration quotes. And it's not just in the classroom, but it's also in corporate AV, which is really a key opportunity of growth that we've been talking to our dealers a lot about over the last couple of months. The corporate AV marketplace, the exact marketplace that we're going to be talking to next week at Infocom, is really a great opportunity where Panasonic Pro Audio can help start the conversation and bring Panasonic Pro PTZ cameras into that lineup. It's amazing how some of these conversations in the AV space starts with a Logitech webcam or a security PTZ camera. And now when you start talking about the broadcast image quality that the Panasonic Connect PTZ camera family brings, and the integration that you're going to have with Pro Audio, it's really just a perfect solution that allows our integrators from the video space to really get their foot in the door into this corporate marketplace. Tom, now let's go into that demo, because this is going to be the cool stuff that really sells that solution.
Absolutely. So I'm going to bring you guys up and just show you kind of what we're talking about. So again, you know, the whole idea here is how do we combine these two things? So I want to give you a little show of some of our software here. This is our PTZ control center. As Jim mentioned, this is free. So for the most part, you're going to get a really nice PTZ controller built in here. Nice, easy to use interface, very easy to add things, auto search for cameras, create presets, have some basic control. But the one over here on the right is going to be a feature that we're going to add to allow us to, this is our paid feature, our SF300 visual presets. So there's two things you're going to get on here with the visual presets. The first is this nice visual page that allows us to tie multiple cameras together into single presets, makes it very easy for a user to be able to trigger presets when they're needed. The other thing you're going to get here is this audio integration. So audio in here is so simple. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to add. Literally, I've just got a wired connection over here to my microphone system. There's no audio cables coming in. Everything you're seeing here is just running on my laptop. However, this could run on a dedicated server, or you could keep it kind of living on a laptop like I'm seeing here. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is some audio levels coming up on these presets. So from a basic standpoint here, I'm going to show you a little bit of apologies. Let me show you a little bit of both here, right? You can see me sitting over here on one of our UE50 cameras, just outputting a nice simple NDI stream to me. And I can manually click on a preset, and it's going to call into that position, and it'll move there for me. But what we're going to do today is we're going to use the audio-based system here. So using the audio system here, what we're going to do is allow these microphones to actually trigger the preset. So I'm going to get up and start moving around. And one thing you'll notice is it's not moving yet. Well, why is it not moving? Well, I've got my camera on air right now. At the top of my screen, you're going to see I've got a tally guard. So what the tally guard's going to do is, if I want it to, is prevent my camera from moving when that camera's on air. I'm just running a simple NDI stream that's appearing live for me now. But once I go ahead and turn this off, I'm going to be able to start triggering these. Something else you'll notice, what I'm going to do here for you is I'm going to start triggering these microphones by walking over to them and making some noise. You're going to see I have my system set right now to do what's called a freeze on preset recall. So the idea here is I've got a single camera. I don't necessarily want it swinging back and forth. So I'm going to have it actually freeze on the last frame while it moves. But as I move over to my other microphone position here and get the camera to recall, you'll just see it kind of jumps over and takes a second to move. But the idea there is to make it a little more seamless. Now, you could combine this with one of our cameras, say the UE150 or the UE160, or perhaps even our UE4, our low-end pan and scan camera. That this is going to allow you to have an instantaneous move based on that audio position. So the idea here is to just make it nice and simple. Obviously, right now I'm using lavalier mics. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what microphone I'm using. It doesn't really matter how the system's integrated, because all I'm telling the system is simply trigger whenever you hear that mic call. And it makes it very simple for us to more readily be able to get these cameras looking in the right direction, automate the system. On top of that, as Jim mentioned, we've also added some new features here. Let me get my cameras to stop auto jumping on me, including, I'm just going to go here, which is our new soon to be released free upgrade to the UE50, which is our built-in auto tracking. So here I can very easily use built-in auto tracking directly from this camera. There's no extra pieces of software, nothing else going on here. And I have some capability to do things like auto zoom levels like you're seeing here. I can start and stop tracking very easily. For instance, I'm just making preset recalls on an iPad here, for instance, to make my life a little bit easier. But again, this is going to be a free update that comes. So it just adds to the ability of these cameras to be used in lots of situations. So we can combine things like this preset recall utilizing microphones, combine it with auto tracking, and you can really build yourself a very simple automated system, just ideal for users such as higher education or corporate spaces where they don't want to have operators. They want to have a very simple solution. So we're very keen to that. We're continuing to try to grow those ecosystems and those workflows to try to simplify everything for everybody of our end users.
Absolutely. And I'll say too, one of the biggest things that grew the PTZ camera market was having the ability to add that robotic function. So now you're at one camera operator controlling multiple PTZ cameras in a setup or in an environment. with this next level of automation tools and with the software that you're demoing today, you could even remove that one operator, and sort of like you're doing in the demo, you can put a tablet in the hand of whoever the talent is and really create a one-man show.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
and it's we're very, things I'm using here are all readily available. I'm using Stream Deck on an iPad to send commands, API commands that are just simple web page open calls to a camera or a server. We're very open about all of our protocols, so that allows us to more easily integrate with not only our own equipment but third-party equipment. So it makes it very simple for us to build a bigger, more cohesive ecosystem to simplify it for our customers.
Absolutely. And I think especially again in the corporate AV space that really has been a key focus for Broadfield too, is the corporate boardroom and the corporate marketplace is no stranger to this automation. They've been handling restaurant control and AMX platforms and all this stuff for a long time now. Now we're doing that same thing and adding that level of automation to the production environment. When you combine the hardware with the PTZ cameras, with the software tools, the auto tracking capability, and all of this stuff together to really allow you to create that right solution for whoever that customer is.
Yeah, one of the things that we always, Tom and I, look forward in our vision for our PTZs and Panasonic as a whole is just that, is bringing production value to the customers, right? Because, ever since COVID, remote production has not gone away, but people wanted to find ways of improving it, right? And that's what we're doing at Panasonic, is giving customers the opportunity to not only have products within the Panasonic family, but build an ecosystem that meets their needs and really allows them to do a production at the highest quality. So that's one of the things that we strive to achieve.
And really, you guys are doing that at every level, and that's where Broadfield works very closely with Panasonic.
Yeah.
For our dealers who are interested in getting into that full production side of it, we can bring you more information and introduce you to the right Panasonic people with the Cairo systems as well. So really, it can all start with a PTZ camera or a pro audio solution, a corporate boardroom, a production studio, remote production, and then just continue to grow and grow beyond there. Jim, you started off the show talking about the new UR100 outdoor camera at 4K P60. It's not going to be a long time before we see that camera installed in stadiums for sports production.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jim. In fact, I was on a call all before this with a very high-profile customer begging me to find out when it's shipping, because we released the specs on it, and they just know we're very well known for a good quality outdoor PTZ that can really embrace all the tough environments that's out there weather-wise, and so we appreciate all of our customers' trust in our products. So
awesome, guys! Thank you so much for joining us today. Tom, thank you so much for doing that demo. Definitely a great setup.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you for having us, Jim.
My pleasure. If you have any questions about the Panasonic Connect family, the Panasonic Pro PTZ cameras, any of the upgrades that we spoke about today, any of the Panasonic software, give your Broadfield sales rep a call at 800-634-5178. If you're going to be at the Infocom show next week, definitely stop by the Panasonic Connect booth and the Broadfield booth. We will be at booth number 2669. So definitely stop by and let your Broadfield salesperson know that you'll be at the show. We'll make sure we get you an invitation to our Broadfield dealer party as well. Again, Tom, great demo. Thank you so much for joining us. If we could pull Jim Jensen back up again. Jim, thank you so much for helping us put this together. I look forward to seeing you at Infocom next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. We consider Broadfield such a strong partner, and we really enjoy our relationship with them. And yeah, just a personal invitation to come join us at InfoCom. Would love to have a discussion with you.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Jim. If you have any questions, or if you want a video copy of the demo that Tom did today, if you want links to other video demos available on Panasonic's website, you can reach out to me directly at jim@broadfield.com. If you need price sheets or more product information on any of the Panasonic Connect family, give your Broadfield sales rep a call at 800-634-5178. Be sure to tune in next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, as Glenn and I will be broadcasting live from InfoCom in Orlando. We will be giving you a tour of the Broadfield Pavilion booth, as well as our partner booths like Panasonic Connect. So I will see you again next week, and until then, cheers.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers, so call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.